Hello, everybody, and welcome to Perspective, where you have your girl Pam, and I'm going to give it to you my way. And you know how we do it.
Yep, you got your boy Carlos Mack, co-host. Definitely gonna give it to you my way, whether you like it or not. Hope you like it. Who do we have as a guest right now?
Hey, my name's Chanel Coates from
Right,
Graniteville, South Carolina. I
right.
am a guest on the show tonight, well today,
Mhm. Yep.
and I'm gonna give it to them however they want it or however I
That's what
like
I'm
to do
talking about. Yep,
Okay,
already,
okay,
it.
already.
okay. So tell us more about how old are you? Tell us more about yourself. What do you
Okay.
do?
I'm 34. I'm a security officer. I've been in security for about 10 years. I enjoy it. I'm trying to father it to truck driving. So
Okay.
Okay. And y'all make sure y'all go ahead on and share this to your page if you
Yeah,
can. Go
I'm
ahead
doing
on
it
and
right
share it.
now. Doing it right now.
Okay. So the question of the day, are y'all ready?
Oh snap! Here we go.
The question of the
Already.
day is, how do we as a black community embrace the gay community and community or shy away from the gay community? What have we done to make the gay community feel welcome, or what have we done to make the gay community feel like they don't have no place to go?
Mm, okay.
Okay, and first of all, let's talk about our guests. Tell them, do you prefer men or women? Tell them more about yourself.
Oh, she want to get in his business real quick.
I prefer women. I've been interacting with women for a while now. I'm 34, like I said. I've been dating women since I've been like 14, 13 and 14, but I've always found women attractive. So,
Okay.
So you do. How do you consider yourself? Do you consider yourself gay? What is the proper term when it comes to that? Because sometimes I'm confused.
That's important
um,
because you can get really roasted if you use the wrong terminology. That's for sure.
correct. And I agree with that. Lesbian is fine, gay is fine. No gay dominant female wants to be called a butch or a dyke or something like that. Those are offensive words, but gay is fine. And
Yeah.
lesbians, you
Right.
Right.
know,
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So who
Yeah,
wants to start
that's
off?
new to me. Sometimes. Well, let me start.
Okay.
Sometimes I think the gay and lesbian community they basically get mistreated verbally because somebody may be ignorant to how they feel in their circle in their community, and I mean it's just like Pam was saying sometime recently, somebody would call her girl, and they would say girl, and
I
she
hate
would
that.
mhm.
lose her
Yeah,
shit, or
that's the thing.
excuse
I
my
hate
friend,
it.
she would lose her mind. But that might not be a bad thing in their circle. So that's one thing to be considerate of is are they being ignorant? Are they trying to be malice, or are they just ignorant?
Right.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
difference.
you
Yeah.
got some people that do it out of ignorancy, like, oh yeah, that dyke over there, or you
Hmm.
know. But
Right.
then you got some people they just that's just how they refer to it. Like me as
Right.
being gay, I wouldn't even call another guy that's attracted to another guy a punk or a faggot or anything
Hmm.
like that. I try to call them by their name if I could.
Right.
Okay.
Do you feel like most men are offended by women being gay than women? Do you feel like you're targeted more for like men saying, "Oh, this da da da," trying to take out women
Yeah.
versus a woman? Do you feel like women embrace you more in the black community, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, you got some guys that really don't like it. You got some women that really don't like it. So it's really the person and how they was raised, or let's put it like that. It's
Hmm.
more like the older crowd that don't like it. I
Okay.
say
Mm.
from about 2000 on up, it's getting kind of everybody getting used to it now. It's getting more
Uh,
into really what's going on to back when I was in high school and had to hide it from my mom and dad. You understand what I'm saying?
right.
Right. Right.
Now it's okay for a guy to like another guy in school or a girl to like another girl in school, and they won't be looked at it as if they're different. I would
Right.
put
So
that if it
I have
comes
a
to
question.
women.
I have a question. You said you start being interested in other girls at age 14. What do you think is too young? Because I think you don't even know yourself really at that age.
Well, at one point, I really wanted to dissect that a little deeper because I've, ever since I could remember, I've been attracted to women. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I don't know if it may be a gene. I mean, the technology is getting so good now. So maybe it may be a gene because I have a lot of people on my father's side that are like that, but no one on my mom's side is like that. And I
mm,
was
Right.
never around it, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
just I was never around gay people or nothing, but I've always, ever since I was a little girl playing house, I've always carried myself as I was attracted to women, and like
mm.
You
even
want to be
during
the
house,
daddy.
I would be the dad.
You
Y'all
want like I'm the
crazy.
daddy.
I want to be the bad
Oh,
dad.
I'm not. Oh, someone's calling my phone. But
Okay.
I was getting a call. I had to ignore it real quick.
Okay.
Mhm.
So Carlos, what was your question?
No, it's I got like a million of them. Like it's just y'all just all over the
I
place.
got a few
All right,
too.
all
Go ahead.
right. I guess I'll start. My thing is this. I hate to sound ignorant, whoever I'm talking to, whether I'm talking to a mortgage broker or I'm talking to a police officer, etc. But so I don't like to be outside of the loop of information. So my question is first and foremost, how important is it? Well, why is it so important? I don't even know how to phrase it. How important? Why is it so important for the right pronoun to be if you step out, like if someone is transgender or maybe not even transgender, because I can kind of understand a little bit more once they've had the surgery, they're like bada boom bada bang, this is it, versus someone who's more flamboyant with it. They touch on the feminine side, but they're not, they're obviously still a guy. Why is it so important for if they get called male or female, like she or he? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like
Okay, like when
that's very impactful. I see. Like, no, don't call her
Yeah,
he,
that
call
is a
him
good one.
she.
That's a good question.
yes, see I mean, it's offensive to them because if they're transforming into a woman, they would like to be called a woman, like as if a straight person. Let's put it like this. Say if
Mm,
you done went through college and all this, you was
mm,
called a nurse, but now you're a doctor, right?
right,
So you want to be called Dr. Carlos or Dr. Hall, right?
right,
So it's
Right.
like as you transforming and as you going through this transformation, you wanna you want to be respected that you are transformate from the other people. You know, you get what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Did
I
I
get you.
did I kind of
I
like
would,
break it down a little
and
bit?
that's, yeah, you did. You kind of touched on the way I said. I said once they go through it, just like if you're a doctor, you've gone through the process.
Right.
So
You
you're
have to go through that process
educated,
to get.
you're trained, you're now a doctor.
Yes.
So I can I can I can respect that more because I'm like, okay, they done made the commitment, the total commitment. They ain't straddling the fence, none of that. They own it.
Mhm.
So but when it's someone who has not gone that far, they're not a doctor yet, you're not gonna call them a doctor, no matter how
Right.
much they want
So
you to.
is that with that perspective, I try to leave it at a name. Like if they still go by their real name or if they go by
Right,
their feminine name, I
right.
try to address them as that.
Yeah. I mean, I
Okay, let
guess
me ask you a question. I'm sorry, Carlos. How fair is it once you go through that transformation to fool a person instead of be honest with a person?
Ooh, got a whole
Because you
nother
got
subject.
some
Now,
people that
I
are not
definitely do
with
Ooh,
not
it.
agree. I do not
ooh,
agree with that because
just some hot water.
I mean it's some of them. I'm a gay. I'm a lesbian, and there's some of them out here that has fooled me. so so you know.
But would you date one
Wow.
of them?
So with
And
that,
then,
I feel like they should let the next man know and give them that option rather.
Oh, you can,
They
yeah,
want to mess
you
with
know
them or
firsthand. That's
not.
yeah, I got you. And you're like,
Okay,
wait a
so
minute.
Because that's
would
that's
you
how a
date
lot of them
one
are
that
coming up
is
getting
the
hurt
trans?
or getting killed or something like that. A lot of them are coming up like that because of that one thing. You didn't let this guy know that you were a man before you changed yourself into a woman.
Yeah,
Right.
So that
Well,
will also save a lot of lives if they would just come out and
I
just
think so. I think it absolutely will, because
right.
because the guy feels violated. Nobody wants to feel like violated in whatever their sexual orientation is. So if I'm a guy and I like women and I feel violated and I feel like that whole world has been violated, I'm gonna react different than
yeah.
somebody who who's informed.
So where do you penetrate? I know this is a crazy question. If you're a guy and you
The
change,
hell?
where are you penetrating? If
What do you
you're
mean?
doing it,
Well,
are you penetrating in the butt still, or are you
some of
penetrating
them get it, some of them get it chopped off and get the whole surgery done,
and it
but they're not able
penetrates
to.
inside the
Yeah,
old
they.
penis?
It's like a split.
They make
It
it
sounds
look.
like it hurts,
All
doesn't
right,
it?
and let me get real technical and scientific. All right,
My mic is going down. Hold on, guys.
I
I
can
can
hear
hear
you really
you.
good. We can hear you.
Okay, it's like y'all.
Oh,
Oh, she don't cut herself off.
okay. Well, we can keep talking, Carlos. You know how that goes.
All right. So we'll get to. Let me explain the scientific part. When they do a transgender surgery, okay, male and females, they're not extremely different. We're the same species, first off, and quite honestly, on a genetic level, or when you're first starting out, all human beings start out as a female in when the egg and the sperm first hit. Let's just put that out there. If you don't believe me, you think I'm full of crap, I don't know what I'm talking about, research it. All right, that's why men have nipples.
Okay, yeah.
We don't breastfeed while you got nipples. So we all come from the same prototype. So we if you look at the male's genitalia and then you look at the female genitalia up on a screen, like you did in science class, you see fallopian tubes. They look like, and then you see the male.
Okay,
All right, she's back.
I'm back.
All right, all
Sorry
right,
about that.
all
So
right. Chanel,
Carlos is explaining the body to
all right. So I'm
everybody.
going scientific on this, and this is an argument that a lot of the gay community have. But and I'm always down for a scientific explanation of something that makes sense. All right, like I was saying, the man and female, they're very similar starting out. Like I said earlier, they have very close similarities in the human anatomy, i.e., you got nipples as a dude and you don't breastfeed. So, but then as you go on, the hormones change you. They give you the longer with the clit. I don't know if you ever heard. If you know anything about women, you know that's like the female man or
Yeah.
female
Well, she is a
man.
woman.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking. I'm not talking to her.
Oh, okay.
Talking to people who may not know. The clit is
Okay,
basically a
okay.
little tiny wang. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
being all
Yep,
elementary
that's
wang.
it.
So the point I'm making is the hormones is the thing that change you. Now, the longer the hormones go throughout a human lifespan, and you got genetics that kick in, these things can be a lot more have a lot bigger effect on you as you get older, and it's harder to change back. So even if you get hormones, certain things won't go all the way there, but after a certain amount of time, the jawline, which defines a man, changes and gets smoother, which makes you look. So the longer you're on these hormones, the more feminine you're going to get. But
Mhm.
you see what I'm saying? Like there are certain things that will change to make you more feminine, but you'll have to maintain these drugs in order to do it because your
Right.
DNA is going to always fight back to push you back to whatever you were initially.
Right.
That being said, when they make this slit, the man, I'm trying not to be vulgar. Man nuts. It is the same as fallopian tubes. If you look at it on track, they're just inside the woman.
Mhm.
The man's um,
The
reproductive
temperature.
organs sit on the outside because it's trying to keep away from the heat of the body temperature. That's why they're on the outside, and they're so sensitive. Why would they be on the outside? It's because in order for sperm to be produced, it has to have a cooler temperature than body temperature. It'll literally damage the proteins inside of sperm. That's why it's on the outside of the body. So what they do is they make a slit. They tuck all this back up in you.
Mhm.
Right.
They reverse it. They push it back in you. I believe, they literally turn the penis inside out.
Mhm.
Okay. So that being said, this is a serious transformation, and really it ain't much you can do to go back. You can try to go
And
back.
very expensive.
super expensive and a lifelong expense too.
Okay,
So
so
yeah, sorry y'all going all long winded on
right.
that.
Well, now we all know the technical and how they transform back or into what they want to transform into.
Yep.
But let's talk about the how our community embrace the gay community. How do you feel like when you did finally tell your family? How did they embrace you? Because I know you come from a family that's extremely
Yeah.
religious. So being that, how did the church embrace you, if they did or didn't?
Yeah. Well, back then I came out in 2003, so it was very hard for me. I was kicked out from my mom. Nobody really took it. They was first they were saying it's just a phase, or you just going through a phase, you get over it. But then as they seen that I wasn't changing, some people accept it, and you have some people that's not going to accept. So
Right. Okay. So
Absolutely.
so let's go deep into that and how it affects you as a person. And the reason why we're talking about this, we want other people to get your perspective so that
mhm,
somebody that's watching this, they might can be a little more compassionate towards someone that is gay
right,
versus judgmental. Because I was one of those people. I'm gonna be. I know a lot of gay people. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? I'm cool with a lot of gay people, but I always thought that that wasn't right. You know,
right,
and I'm just being honest. I thought it wasn't right. I thought it was nasty. I was like, ugh, how could you do that? You know what I'm saying? How could you be with another man, or man on man, or woman on woman? It just would make me feel uncomfortable. So but then, now I'm like, okay, that is their choice. But I also believe that the God that we serve, um, and this is hard to say, it's like I'm confused at, do he forgive this? You get what I'm saying?
uh,
Honestly, like, is this a forgivable sin? Or is it a sin? Or is it a sin? You get what I'm saying?
yes,
So
yes,
how do you feel about all of those things? Because I have embraced, I have embraced you. I embraced
mhm,
the gayness. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not
The
scared of it.
gayness, the
yeah.
gayness.
Say that right. I'm so scared to talk. I'm trying to be very careful because I don't want to
Okay,
offend anyone.
you know, the homophobic life is, like I said, it's tough. I'm not even gonna lie and say it's not, but it is getting easier. As you can see, it's welcoming. They welcoming it now in the army. They letting us marry. They letting us adopt and things like that. So
Right.
it's getting very easier before it was when I was coming out the closet, as they was calling it back then.
Mm-hmm.
So back then it was a little tougher for, like you said, my mom and them to accept that, because as Christians, hey, it's total abomination, correct?
Right.
Right.
So I mean, it took me a while, and it took her a while to actually grow onto it and see that I wasn't changing, and to accept me back as her daughter, and to love me as for who I am, and not who I chose to love.
Yeah. I
So
think
I
a lot
was
of
17 to maybe my 21st birthday with me and my mom not speaking at all.
Right. Right. And I'm quite sure that was tough. So what
Yeah.
about the church?
The church, hey,
Have they
I
have they embraced you today?
as of today, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, I see a lot of, and I mean, I could be wrong, but I see a lot of gay males, like as the chorus director and the piano
Mhm.
players and all that. I don't see how they haven't embraced it or allowed them to be themselves when that's a commonplace thing, in my
Right.
opinion.
And I also keep that as a respectful level, knowing that my pastor is a Christian man. I would not, if I was to marry a woman, I would not ask him to marry me, because
Mm-hmm.
I know how I was brought up in that church from a kid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I
can
would look for
respect
it
that.
different. I
I
would
can
respect that enough not to ask him to marry
I
me. But
I can respect that from you, because it's a lot of gay people that want to force that on someone that don't believe in that. And if you
hmm
know that person don't believe or don't accept it, why are you forcing that on them? and you have enough respect to say, you know what, I know you don't believe in this, so I wouldn't even put you in that position.
Right, and
And
not get
I like that.
yeah, not
I really do.
you allow that person. That's the same thing as letting somebody know that you are a man,
Yeah,
you know
or
what I mean,
was.
or you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? I was because it's the same thing as just giving them an opportunity to make a decision on you before you make that decision for them. That's all rolled in one. If you really, you just have to bite the bullet. And a lot of people is not going to like it. You have to be unafraid to be yourself if that's what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, that's just what it is. Tricking people is in my opinion. I don't even know how I got back on that.
Like my mom, like it took me a minute to bring my friend girl around her, but now she accepts it because she knows what I do. All the way down to smoking a cigarette. She know I smoke, but I'm not gonna
Mhm.
smoke in front of her. She know
That's
I
right.
drink, but she'll never see me do it. So
Yeah.
it's
Right.
all in the respectful thing too. Because as a gay person, we gotta respect the straight people too, and as straight people, we asking that you guys respect us too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of gay women.
They disrespectful.
Yeah, they try me, and I'm like,
They go hard. They go
look, I
real
have
hard.
one of my friends, Pooh. I know you know Pooh. I said, Pooh. I said, do I look gay? Like, am I giving off the gay vibe or something? And she said, gay women, they would like to try straight women because they want to turn them out.
I was
So
that
At least,
person.
at least
that's
they're straight.
true.
At least they're straightforward, right?
I was that
They
person.
straightforward and letting them know. At least they straightforward. You know what I
All my
mean? Like,
girlfriends that I've been very serious with I've been their first girlfriend. So it's just
Okay.
against a little test, but you know who to try, you know who not to try. Like some people give off vibes, and that'll make you feel like, oh, let me just say this to her and see how she takes it, or let me tell her
Right.
mm-hmm,
how pretty she is and just see how she takes it.
mm-hmm.
Right. And I
You
think
know.
that's what I think I gave out the friendly. I might be, you might can try me because I'm nice. Oh, she's
Yeah.
so nice. She always smiling. She
That's
like, how you
awesome.
doing? And let me just
Mhm.
shoot my shot. And I'm like, block.
That's funny.
No offense, but no.
That's
I understand
funny.
what you're saying now. And then you got some out there that just where they can just turn people out. You got the rule and you got the rule and you got just like straight people, man. It's just
Yeah, yeah. The
Right,
same
right.
dudes are like that too. Dudes are
yeah.
they're
But,
they go hard with that too. You know what I mean? And they
yeah,
can tell you're uncomfortable. They still keep going with it, and you have to get it. You know,
yeah, you
you
got
have to
some
get.
guys
Then you got to be
that
overly
try to push
aggressive with them to let
themselves.
them know because they feel like
Hmm.
they can turn you too. You know what I mean?
I
Right.
agree. I agree with that. And you
So I
have
got a
some.
question. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying you have disrespect for men and women on both on either side, straight or gay.
Right,
Right.
right, right.
So I got a question going back to what we was talking about, right? What we was talking about earlier about when you started feeling like that, right? And I think that bleeds into um it bleeds into the gay community feeling like this is not a choice. This is who I am. I was born this way, period. And I think that's because if you don't feel that way, then what's the alternative? That you had a choice, and then now that makes you look like you're choosing to be this way and live this lifestyle. You could have chose something else. That's what it makes it look like. So you have to go hard one way or the other in order
Hmm.
to do it. In my opinion is that it's not DNA. It can't be DNA because it's not DNA. I would never say there's something in my DNA that tells me to like women. It's not that. There's nothing in your DNA that pre-programs you to like a certain sex.
And this is his opinion.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
you
I
know what?
understand.
Yeah, I already
Totally
said my
understand.
opinion. Y'all gotta give
Right,
a
right,
disclaimer. I give a disclaimer. All right, look, like I said earlier, if you don't like it, cool. You can do your research or you could just not like it. But
right.
what I'm saying is that from a scientific level, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's just take the straight community for an example. Me as a male, I am taught to like a man. That's wrong.
To
I'm
like
taught to like a woman, right?
mm-hmm.
I'm taught what a man's role is. I'm taught. I always know I'm trying to snip it, that it, cut it up. But So when you're taught to like a female from a child, this is the standard for society, and they basically reinforce it. So everywhere you go, it's something about that little micro suggestions that this is the right way to go. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So just the same as we're taught as men that we're supposed to be alpha, we're supposed to be, you know, the provider, all these other things, and a woman can do all of that. So nature sets up a certain precursors to make you more prone to be, like, say, less aggressive. Like right now, there's a lot of soy that we give our little girls and boys. Soy is it will change your hormones. It makes estrogen higher. If you have a young man that has a high estrogen level, and or is more sensitive, and or is less male dominating features, etc., then he's going to lean more. First off, the community is going to start saying stuff off the bat. Like I got cousins who, ever since they were a little kid, the older cousins are saying little slick stuff to them, and basically it's reinforcing the idea that this is what's going to be your choice because of how you're acting at this time. Oh, you're a little punk because you, oh, look how you fell out and start crying. So what
Right.
I'm saying is the community that you're raising, and it may not be evident. You may not even have somebody around you per se that is reinforcing an aunt, uncle that can show you an example of how to go this route. But the community has all kinds of triggers. You meet people throughout your life that you forget about that actually can guide you either way. Well, what do you think about that? That was a long-winded point of view. But what do you, because that's
So,
nature versus nurture.
like like I said earlier, even playing house, like I've always found myself attracted to women. I had boyfriends, yeah. I'm not a virgin, no.
Mm.
But penetration just was not for me. But as an early age coming up, like playing house, I've always been the dad. Even if my little cousin was my boy little cousin, you gonna be the mama. So that's just
Mm.
how it was. I
Mm.
was never brought up around it. Like I said, I've never seen it. I never seen it on TV. I don't even know how it turned out like this. But
I got a question. I mean, so you're. I mean, I'm assuming you wasn't like raised in a monastery or something, like with nobody around. You have family, you have
yeah,
community,
I
you
have
got close
family.
friends. So you're saying that there's absolutely no way, nobody, no nothing around you to let you know. But how do you know who wants to be the mama, who wants to be the daddy, and that's a thing at all? You got examples, is what I'm saying. It's just not big examples. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Like that basically like I it was the penetration thing for me. I didn't like penetration at
Right.
all. So that's what like kind of pushed me more to girls. But as I
Right.
was dating guys, I also had a girlfriend. So in that little section of my life, I guess I would call myself bisexual, you know?
Right.
So with that being said, make a long story short, my friend guy went federal.
Mm.
Mm.
And he knew I liked the girls before he got locked up or whatever. So when he got locked up, hey, I just quit it with guys, period.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went straight lesbian.
Right.
But see, I'm not the lesbian. You got some that walks around thinking they're a man every day. I'm not that type of lesbian.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm
I got you.
So what type are you?
Yep, she froze up.
Right. And that's interesting that she was saying that there is a type of, okay, so what type of lesbian are you?
okay, like at the end of the day, I still know I'm a woman. I'm
Okay.
not the one. You have some that, like you said, take the pills. You have women that take the pills to grow this and to make their voice sound deeper, or they'll walk around with their toys on all day, like actually thinking they are a man.
Right. Okay.
I'm not that type. At the end of the day, I know I'm a woman still. I'm just a woman who like other women. I'm not trying to be a man. I dress comfortably. I wear loose clothes, yes, because I
Yeah.
never like tight clothes.
Right. You don't have
But at
a
the
you
end
don't
of the
have a
day, you
need
got
to.
some that
Yeah, I got
takes the
you.
hormone pill so they can have the Rick Ross, and I don't take it that far.
Right.
So
Okay.
so so can it possibly be? And again, I'm trying to get to the point, like the origin of everything, because I like to know what I'm thinking and why.
Okay.
So could it be that, as opposed to having an example of gay community around, is it that you just weren't told, okay, look, you gotta like boys, go like that boy, or you gotta like a girl, like you just didn't have an example. You were free to do what
Oh
you
yeah,
what you
no,
chose.
no, that no, not at all. Like I was raised up in a Christian church. My mom
Mm,
wasn't playing that at all. You know,
right,
like I said, it was 17 when I came out and actually told her, like, "Hey, mom, I like
right,
girls," and it was still a problem at 17 years old.
right. And but
I
were
was
you
always
pushed to
taught
like
the right
boys?
way.
What did they tell you? Look, go. You like boys, go. You like boys.
Yeah,
Were you told anything
I
about
was
that?
always taught I'm put here to reproduce. I'm put on this world to reproduce.
Hmm.
That was always shoved in my head.
Yeah.
But I'm like
10-4.
now I'm 35 years old with no children. I have enough nieces and nephews to get me by. Of course, one day, yes, I do want a child, but it won't be. It'll be a technology child. It wouldn't be penetration. You get what I'm saying?
It's a
I'll go find me a donor and pay
technology child.
$600 and then
So do you want to birth your own child, or you want
I
your
want to go through that experience. Yes, I would. I would like to carry it.
Okay, so this goes to another question in. So do you feel like gay couples or a gay person can really nurture a straight person?
Well, me and my
Because some
girlfriend,
people
she
don't
has a
believe
3 year
that.
old son now. So I
Uh-huh.
mean, he love women. Like he don't. I don't expect him to call me mom or nothing like that. He calls me by my name. He calls his mom mom. But he
Mhm.
love girls, and he don't see. I mean, like he see us together, but that don't make his mind change. Get what I'm
So is
saying?
Right.
Like
y'all
he
don't have
know a
any of
boy
those
is a boy,
discussions?
and he knows a girl is a girl, and he know he's meant to be with a girl. Now,
So you
farther down the line, as he grow up and may decide to like men, that'll always be his choice. I would try to push him away to women, but I would still give him his choice of what he would want to love in life.
So why would you push him towards being with women?
Because it's already hard for black males, straight black males in this world. So a black gay male, they're getting double the trouble right now.
right. Well, I mean, that kind of rolls into that's always been the case. I'm assuming because
And I don't want to sound
that
like a
community is
hypocrite
there.
because I'm saying I wouldn't want my son to like another man, but his choice would be his choice, or her choice would be her choice. I
Right. Okay.
wouldn't disown her. I wouldn't love her no less. I love him no less of what they choose, but I will let them know the right thing, and I would give them that option to choose.
Hmm.
Right. Okay. All right. I mean, I actually respect everything that you're saying because, I mean, like you said, because I've always wondered if you're gay, would you push that? Like, it's okay to be gay if you want to be, bring it out, that kind of thing, or would you say, hey, boys are supposed to be with girls, girls are supposed to be with boys, but if you choose this, then that's your choice.
Hmm.
You know what you gonna say, Carlos?
Well, I mean, I was talking about something a little bit different. I was talking about the violence side of it.
Oh, go ahead.
Because, um, I guess what I'm saying is that right now you have a lot more protection for the gay community. You got a lot more of the cancel culture. They'll get you. Um, it's not as taboo. It's on sitcoms. People's sexuality is not as like I said taboo. It's not a big deal like it was before. In school, it used to be that the gay guy, if he was even slightly, I guess the word flaming, I don't know if that's a bad word or not, but if he was even slightly, what I'm saying, flamboyant with it, he was gonna get grilled. He was gonna have a hard time. It's not that way at all, in my opinion. Today is almost trendy, which is a little bit to me. I don't know. I think it's not good to be either or. I don't think you should, hunt down someone who's gay and do all these bad things to them, which people are getting abused these days because of that. But I don't think also that um it should be pushed so heavily in school. But how do you can't really do anything about that. If it's fashionable, it's fashionable. You got everything up to all the way up to the rap community, to music. And that's our genre. Rap is ironically one of the most masculine, aggressive forms of music, and it's got the most leniency when it comes to the gay community at this point.
So let me ask you a question based off of what Carlos was saying about the cancel culture. Do you feel like, as a gay woman, if I'm a comedian, I'm thinking about Kevin Hart, because I feel like they really didn't treat him right on this. If I'm a comedian and I say I don't want my son to be gay, why would the gay community get upset?
That part I don't understand, because I'm in the gay community and I wouldn't want my son to be gay. So I just don't understand
That's some real
why
talk.
they made a big deal out of that.
Right. Okay. Because
I really
a lot
don't, because I mean, you got some people that's gonna accept it, and you got some people that's not, and that's all the way down to anything nowadays. You got some people that don't like you because you got dreadlocks in your hair, or stereotype you because you got a dreadlocks, or
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the stereotype world. That's never gonna change.
Right. And I think
Somebody gonna always have something to say.
yeah, and it's not just the I can't never say these letters right. LGBT.
LGBT.
It's a P in
Yeah,
there
see, they took the Q out because, okay, let
because
me
they don't like the
put you on
word
something.
queer.
It used to be LGBTQT, right?
Uh-huh.
okay.
Lesbian, gays, bisexuals, trannies, and queers, right?
Right.
So they took the Q off because the guys were getting offended from being called queers.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So they
And so
took the
what's the
Q
P
out of
for?
it.
So now
And
it's a
now they
P.
just say lesbian, gays, trannies, and bisexual.
Oh, B, not P.
It's a
Yeah,
B, not a P.
LGBT.
LGBT. All
B.
right. All right. Well, dang, I forgot what I was going to ask.
All
Okay.
them letters.
I know. And in that community, what was I going to ask? I forgot. You're going to it'll come back to me.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question. Okay, with the transgender community, how do you guys embrace them? Because I heard that they treat each other differently within the realm. The trans don't treat the gay people
She's laughing, so it's all. I know it's something.
right.
Okay,
So
so once they get to that point where they have already transformed into a male, or from male to female, it's like they go back to the straight world all of a sudden. You get what I'm saying?
right.
Uh,
So
Okay.
it's like
got
in their head,
you forgot where you came from. Like somebody being
right?
adopted, they forget the streets. They forgot how hard this is. I got you.
But you're right. You're right. No, it's like you kind of forget where you came from. Like
Yeah.
it took you a
Mm.
minute to get there, but don't forget where you
I
came
think
from. And
I think there's a
that's
bit
how a
of
bunch
role
of them
playing,
are coming up getting hurt and things like that, because
right? Because they are. Yeah, I can understand the mentality. If I'm a woman, I don't even want to think about any other way to go about it but to be treated like a woman, and I should be treated like a woman. But there's still an element that you got to be keeping reality. So I understand that.
Y'all know what? I'm gonna say two things. It's real strange that we're talking about this gay situation and we don't have no comments. Normally
Oh,
people chiming
I
in
ain't noticed.
on
Oh
comments.
yeah, yeah.
But you know what? I really believe that people are afraid to ask questions because
Cancel
they don't
culture,
want to
bro.
feel like they're being
I
gay
mean,
Bro,
or they're
feel free to
targeted
bro.
ask
in
me
any way.
whatever. Like I'm here for questions,
Cancel culture
whatever.
will get you if you got some sort of real following. Like right now, I ain't worried about that at all. I mean, but they will take you down because they have such a powerful whether they're right, wrong, whether it's valid, whether you apologize. And it doesn't even have to. I know that's what I was gonna say. It's not even have to be about the LGBT.
LGBT.
community. It has to be. I'm not playing either, y'all. I'm jacking it up. So, but it doesn't even have to be about that. It could be about you feeling abortion or how you feel about furs and animal treatment. They will get you. You have to be stuck with very eggshells around every subject these days. And
Right.
and I get it is that the people who have been oppressed for a while, including black people, we all feel like we need a we've earned the platform to be able to defend ourselves. But we sometimes we take that defense to the next level and we don't give people a pass for nothing. Like, oh, once you said it, and then we got to combine that with social media that never forgets.
Right. And so let me ask you a question. How do you feel the black community can change its perspective about gays? I mean, I'm talking about just the black community, not the world, because I feel like the world has embraced it for two reasons, and you may not agree with me on this, but it's because a lot of white people were gay and they wanted rights and they wanted different things like that. And in a way, I feel like it's okay to destroy the black community by taking our black men, and we can't reproduce and we can't get more children and that kind of thing, because turning them gay will turn them away from women.
Yeah, that's so. Do you feel
And
like
I think that the black community has fought so hard for our black men to be leaders and to be men in our communities, and it's just like we are just beaten down with our men out there gay. They're the mothers are single mothers. The fathers are not playing a role in their lives. It's just so much about that. I'm sorry, Carlos, what you was about to say?
So do you think that the media is pushing the black male in to try to force feed more of the to be gay as opposed to back, or is it just becoming more acceptable and it is what it is and they're trying to reach every demographic?
I really think it's just coming more acceptable these days because, like I said, they're letting you adopt now. It's getting more opening in the world.
Even in the black community?
Even in the black community. Some black communities. Because you have some people that's still living by the old fashioned.
Okay.
And that caused a lot on our black males, whether they want to come out gay or whether they want to, whatever they want to be in life. Just because they hold this old fashioned thing, and it's not 1940s no more now. It's 2021, and a lot have changed from our grandma's perspective to now our mother perspective. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
You got our young teenagers now have moms like maybe 30 years old. They're 17. They're not getting the right guidance. If I'm saying it correctly.
Right. I get you.
So, and then you have some guys that went through something as a kid, like not coming up with a father, like you said, in a single home and up under their mom too much, and that turns them,
Right.
Or you could have
like environment,
not having a father figure, being around your mom, and you see your mom always wearing makeup, and then you find yourself playing in your mama's shoes and in her fingernail polish and stuff like that.
And it's
because you don't have a male perspective to tell you no, that's for girls.
Right.
Get what I'm saying?
So obviously you're saying that there is some element to what your environment is, and your environment can not always. Sometimes it's really hard to see what exactly is the thing. Is it that you just had more? Because some women, I noticed, just being straight up, I noticed some women have more masculine features. So I think they fall better into that role because they get more attention that way than they would if they tried to be, high heels, etc., but you 6'3". You see what I'm saying?
Like I can switch it up myself. Like if I was to put on, I'm not an ugly girl now.
Right.
I choose to
she
dress
was a
like
very
this.
pretty girl.
Mm-hmm.
I choose to dress like this because once I never liked
No,
tight clothes.
oh, okay. No, I'm not saying you
Okay.
particular.
But
I'm
no, and I'm
saying
just
there's
saying from just from
examples
my
of
opinion, my perspective. But then you got some females that turn gay from being molested at maybe an early age.
that was
It's
my
not
next question.
always. It's not always. Everybody has that reason,
Right.
you
So
know.
I would definitely think that how much of the because in order to say I just don't like guys touching me, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, it connects to something deep. I honestly understand feeling more free, like I can choose whoever I want. I understand that more the mentality behind it because it's like, oh, I love what I want to love. Not saying I personally agree with raising a child with that because I think children have to be guided. Period. They got to be guided in finance. They got to be guided whether they like school. They're not going to like these things, and they want to do what they want to do regardless. So if you want them to turn out a certain way, whether it be you want them to vote, or you want them to be in the church or whatever, you have to guide them. So
She just called my phone.
um, I forgot my question again. God damn, what's going on? But I guess my my thought is how much of the abuse, that was what I was gonna say, is it early on, some way, shape, form, or fashion, whether it be an uncle or an auntie or whatever, is playing a part in this, and it's very little talked about, I'm pretty sure. I guess
Mom, you calling Trace?
so I'm
Yeah,
guessing
call her. She keep calling my phone. I was supposed to hold the It just stay ring.
I'm gonna let
Well,
it get back on. Hold on.
right, right, right.
I wanted to answer this because I'm really interested in the question.
And the
In the
answer.
answer to the
Right.
question.
Okay, I'm ready. They keep.
I got you. I got you.
They see
Um,
you live. They see you live. Come on now.
but my Chanel, my question, I guess to make a question out of what I said, how much of the mental abuse, the sexual abuse, has been a part of that of the gay community
The
that's
gay
not talked
community.
about? Yeah.
No, like maybe I'm gonna say who a good 70% of my friends. That's why they chose it. They
Right.
they
That's
chose it,
that's
or
what I yeah.
as in my perspective, I was raised with no father. My mom raised me up by herself, so I felt like I had to step up and do something to help my mom out. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how I became the more dominant
Right.
type.
I got
You
you.
get what I'm saying?
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it can come from abuse. It can come from just seeing the struggle. It can come from not in men not liking the way the vagina feel and vice versa. Like I said, I didn't like penetration. That's really what threw me to the
Right.
other side.
That
Right.
makes sense.
So it can be various of reasons
I
to
wanna
what bring, but I say 70% of my friends that was molested or touched at an early age.
It gives you a different view of men when it happens, especially if it's in the family. Um, it gives you a different view of how negative men can be, and I can understand it would turn them away from that type of mentality. That type
And
of
then men raping other
yeah,
men when they were young.
that part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
So
either you seeing your mom get beat or domestic violence going on. A lot of things can
right,
trigger
not
those
right.
you
things.
personal. I got you, Neil.
Like
Not
I'm
you
finna be
personal.
with I'm gonna be with another woman because I'm not finna take a man beating on me like I've seen this man beat my mom since
Right,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. I can only imagine.
So how much okay, I guess the thing is, you know, how how can what would you say to, the black community about some stereotypes about black community? What are some stereotypes about gays that the black community just don't get?
uh first of all, not everybody who's gay has AIDS or HIV
They still
or
saying that.
homophobic or it's not gonna rub off if you touch my hand. It don't rub off
Mm,
on people.
Right,
dang.
Cause you
right.
got some people you just come in the store and you'll see them like scoot over or you'll sit down by them on the bus or in my phone went dead.
Uh-oh, she gone. It's gone.
Uh-oh. But
Tell phone that
yeah, yeah. I think that this is I mean,
we
I
done scared
really
away. We got no, I mean, absolutely no comments. That's crazy. Y'all
right,
scared,
because
bro. We
people
might need
are
to have this topic
afraid to
more often.
comment. They're afraid to talk about it's see, this is what I talk about, the elephant in the room, Carlos. We have
Hmm.
people are willing to talk all day long about gays and different things like that when it's a one-on-one conversation.
Right,
But they're not willing to be honest about how they feel in order to, I guess, correct our behaviors towards gay people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all punks. Y'all scared. All y'all punks.
right?
All y'all man, all y'all dudes that be on here talking all that junk on a daily basis. Where y'all at?
Right, right,
That's
right.
crazy.
Because they don't want to feel like if they go too hard, then they are considered as homophobic. If they go too soft, then they be considered as, well, maybe they're interested. So
Mm,
it's like it's hard for people to really chime in.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially men. I'm surprised women didn't really say anything. But like you said, it's cancel culture now.
Oh
People don't
yeah.
really want to talk about it.
It
They have
gets
a
you.
lot to say. And I
It gets
think
you.
that this is where we have to stop protecting our not telling the truth about what we need to do to change in our black community. We need
Right.
to stop. We need to start talking about black on black crime and why it affects our black community. We need to start talking about gay and how we feel about the gays in our black community and what the things that we need to do to change it, to make it better, or to
Mhm.
embrace it. We need to start talking about financing in the black community. Why
Right.
we think it's okay to have bad credit, why do we think it's okay to not to pay our bills. We need to start talking about leveling up. Why do we think it's okay to sit on our butts and do nothing? We need to talk about those things. We constantly talking about the great things because it's a lot of black people that are doing amazing things, but we
Right.
need to talk about the things that are plaguing our community so we can make it better.
Yeah,
Period.
we got to talk about that sitting on your butt thing next week. That's a whole show right there
That is a whole
about all of that.
show.
But yeah, my biggest thing when it comes to this, just kind of
Wrapping it
recap,
up.
is I really don't think that it's a genetic thing, and that right there rubs people the wrong way because they want to feel like they didn't have a choice, and this is just me.
Right.
And just listening to the conversation, just having the conversation, there's a million reasons why someone could go and decide to be gay. There's a million environmental reasons. It may not even be sexual assault, as she pointed out. I love the fact she pointed out because I didn't think about that. If a woman sees men as abusive, they're not gonna like it. Why would you want to be in a relationship with someone with men if you feel like they're buttholes? You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So you're gonna want to
Hmm.
be with somebody who you feel like you could actually trust, so you could, you know what I mean. So it's a lot of different
And
reasons, but genetics, unless you're talking about the way that the hormones have been ramped up with cow milk and soy milk and all this other stuff, changing the hormones of these children. You got little girls that are developing super early, so these men mess with them, or they get it don't even have to be a man messing with them. It could be them walking down the street every day. It could be you in the store and you see how dudes act and all this because you're an 8-year old, but you're shaped like a 15-year old. You know what I'm saying? So these are different things that are like micro experiences that cause
right.
you to go a certain way. And I mean, to
Yeah.
me, it's obvious. I don't think it's genetic at all. That to me.
Well, that's debatable because I feel like we didn't get a chance to talk about gays in sports, gays and the work field. It's so much we could talk about when it comes to how they're being treated and what's fair and what's not fair. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
A lot of times, I mean, is it right to compare gays with the Black Lives and the black struggle. Is that fair? It's so
Mm.
much we could talk about with this topic. We just can't. It's just not enough time to get into all of it. But we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna. It's about that time to
Mm-hmm.
end it on up. So,
Yep.
Carlos, you want
Yep.
to give your last perspectives, and then I'll give
Mm-hmm.
mine.
All right. I'm mad that we lost our guest, but she did a great job. We want to thank her for coming on. She was very informative, put me on game on some things, up to speed on the acronyms and everything. But just to wrap it up, I think that what I got from this is how you have to be very careful on how you let the world raise your child. Um, if you don't care, then it's one thing. If you don't see a problem in it, that's absolutely your choice as a parent. But as we've seen, it's even people who are dealing with the struggle don't want to deal with the struggle. You could have, and I equate it to, if you have an interracial relationship, you could have an interracial relationship and be dealing with the issues that the culture brings with that, and like you don't want your child to deal with that, so you know what I'm saying. So I can understand what she's saying. I'm pretty sure she's not condoning the gay community. She's basically saying that she won't she think it's bad enough for little black boys right now. Now I don't know how she felt about little black girls whenever they get
We
specific.
never did
But
get to that either.
she did point out, because she does have a young man in the house that that I think that's why she pointed out. I'm not sure.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But it's important to raise your children how you want them to be raised, and to watch, and to not sweep stuff under the rug, and to bring up issues and to talk about things. Because if you let society raise your child, it's a crapshoot. There's no,
Right.
you don't know how they're going to turn out, if they're going to be educated, if they're going to like voting, if they're going to feel like they should be a thief, or they should be whatever. The economic standing, credit is that important if you don't talk about things. That being said, y'all make sure y'all discipline these children and stay on them so that they have a clear path. And I think that's all it always boils down to. Every episode, it
Right.
always boils down to the kids, no matter what. Y'all
And
go back and watch. I guarantee you, it starts with the kids and the parents. That's my word.
okay. And what my final words are, I always say that we're stronger together. It was very good to hear a different perspective. I enjoyed the fact that, she enlightened me on her viewpoint and what she felt like she was going through and what she went through. And I think that if we just, one thing I really liked about what she said is, because I used to get torn about saying he or she, just call them by their name. If their name is Angela, call them Angela. If their name is Bob, call them Bob. Like, just talk to them as a person. You don't have to say he, she, or anything. Excuse me, what's your name? And call them by their name. So it
That
won't be no mistrust.
that's a good idea. Ask them what their name is if you don't want
Right,
to go through
right.
the whole pronoun stuff.
Exactly. And I think that was just something that I think I took away from this, and giving me a different perspective about realizing that everybody go through trials and tribulations and some type of trauma in life, and you have to just embrace who they are and who they become, and don't judge them for that, because we're not here to judge.
Right.
There's going to be a judgment day, and that judgment day don't belong to us for us to do it. If you believe in God, the people
Mm,
that say they believe in God are the most judgmental people to me. So if
mm,
you believe in God, allow them to have their own judgment day. That's not your place. You live your life the best way you can live your life, and
right.
you do whatever you need to do. If someone is not violating you, is not disrespecting you, that whatever they do in their life, that's their business. And we need to start minding our own business a little bit more, and come together more as a people. Black, white, gay, straight, we are all stronger together. This is what makes America great, is the fact that we are a melting pot of different people and we have different perspectives. So saying all of that is, thank you for coming on Perspective every single Sunday at 5:30. Check
Hmm.
us out. 5:30 here Sundays.
All right, all right.
Bye-bye.
And we out.